I'm Jessica. We're at Boston College in the Berto lab. We study SIV-associated peripheral neuropathy. So people with HIV/AIDS, a really common complication of the infection is peripheral neuropathy, where they get pain in their feet and hands. So we study why that happens in the hopes that we can find a mechanism and cure it someday. So I grew up in New Jersey, and I can't remember the moment that I knew I wanted to go into science, but it was always something that seemed very natural for me to want to go into science. I was always sort of asking why. Middle school science classes sort of gave a very basic answer, and I always wanted to go deeper into those. So I've always really been interested in immunology in general, just knowing how the body can react to its environment and why we can tolerate some things and not others, and how some people get a cold for a day, or some people get a cold for a week, why some people are more susceptible to allergies or any of that. So immunology in general, and studying HIV is a really good model for the immune system because it infects the immune system and targets immune cells. So I found that very interesting. So Dr. Berto is great. It's a lot of collaboration and back and forth on what our next step is going to be. She definitely takes my opinion into account. So we do a lot of immunohistochemistry. What that means is we take very thin slices of tissue and treat it, and so that we can stain for a specific molecule that we like, and then we can see how much of that protein there is on the tissue. A good result would be figuring out a way to target neurological diseases associated with HIV. So there's a bunch of different markers we study that are associated with peripheral neuropathy. So that's sort of what my thesis is going to be about, is figuring out what's associated with it and how to target disease progression. Yeah, we don't have any drug trials going on right now. But it's sort of, before you can move on to testing a drug, you need to figure out what's happening in the pathogenesis of the disease, so that way you can find a pathway that you can target. I hang out with all the other grad students after work hours and try not to talk about science. It always comes up just because we all love it so much. And then you can sort of connect ideas. You read a paper that so-and-so figured this out, and so-and-so did this in a slightly different aspect, and you're like, oh, that applies to me in this way. So just sort of connecting the dots, it's all a big puzzle. It's great. It's like you can be a detective, figuring out why things happen, why life happens, why the things around you work. And it's a lot of fun along the way. We have fun. We're always playing music and laughing together.